Okay, so get this. We're diving into the world where algorithms can practically read your mind.
Yeah,
Like, they're predicting what you want before you even know it.
that's right.
It's all about these,
Yeah.
supercharged recommendation systems.
It is. We're going way beyond just looking at your last click.
Mhm.
This research from Walmart Global Tech
Okay.
is all about understanding the nuances of your shopping behavior.
Mm.
They've created this framework called Triple Modality Fusion.
Triple Modality Fusion.
Triple Modality Fusion.
Or TMF, for sure.
TMF. Okay.
Yeah.
So does this mean no more random recommendations for
Right.
garden gnomes just because I bought a trowel last month?
Exactly. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Current systems are like trying to guess someone's favorite food
Mm-hmm.
based on just one ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
You see cheese and think pizza,
Yeah.
but you completely miss the world of pasta lovers, salad enthusiasts, or dessert connoisseurs.
Right.
TMS helps recommendation engines see the whole picture.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Tell me, how does TMF actually achieve this mind-reading feat?
Well,
Is it secretly employing a team of psychic shoppers?
not quite psychic, but pretty close.
Okay.
It uses 3 types of data:
Okay.
visual, textual, and something called graph data.
Okay.
Imagine a system that not only sees the products,
Uh-huh.
but also reads descriptions reviews,
Oh, wow.
and even maps out the relationships between items and your actions, like adding to cart or purchasing.
Well, it can actually see the product. So,
Yeah.
it knows if I'm more into minimalist black coffee makers
You got it.
or those bright red retro ones.
It's analyzing images, picking up on those visual cues like color, style, even the aesthetic vibe.
Oh,
That's the visual modality.
got it.
At the same
Well-
time, it's also processing text, all the descriptions, titles,
Okay.
even those reviews you might skim through.
Yeah.
That's the textual modality.
Okay, so it's combining what it sees with what it reads.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But what's this graph data thing?
Well,
It sounds a bit like something out of a sci-fi movie.
it is where things get really fascinating.
Okay.
Graph data is about understanding relationships.
Okay.
Think of it as a map of connections.
Oh.
TMF uses this to figure out, say, if someone who buys a tent might also be interested in a sleeping bag, a camping stove,
Oh.
or maybe even hiking boots.
I see.
It's seeing the bigger picture of your needs and interests.
So it's not just about individual products,
Right.
but about entire activities or lifestyles.
Yeah.
This is starting to feel less like a shopping app and more like a personal assistant who actually gets me.
That's a great way to put it. And the brains behind this whole operation are large language models, or LLMs.
You
You've
right.
probably heard of them.
So we're talking serious AI here.
Yeah.
But how do these LLMs actually make sense of all this visual, textual, and graph data?
They're trained on massive amounts of text data.
Big.
So they're amazing at understanding and generating human-like text
Uh-huh.
in TMF. These LLMs are trained to connect images, text, and those relationship maps, allowing them to make surprisingly accurate predictions about your next purchase.
So it's not just about what I clicked on yesterday.
Right.
It's about uncovering those subconscious desires.
Exactly.
Those things I might not even be aware of myself.
It's about moving from reactive recommendations to anticipatory ones,
Okay.
providing a truly personalized experience.
I need a practical example here.
Okay.
How does this actually play out in a real shopping scenario?
Let's say you're browsing for a new laptop.
Okay.
A traditional system might recommend similar laptops based on your past browsing history.
All right, so let's say I'm looking at a sleek silver Ultrabook.
Okay.
What does TMF do differently?
It might notice from the images that you gravitate towards minimalist designs.
Mm-hmm.
From the text, it sees you're interested in portability and performance. And from your graph data, it understands that you often buy accessories like a wireless mouse and a laptop sleeve alongside a new laptop.
Wow, so it's putting together a whole package based on my style, my needs, and my past behavior patterns.
TMF might recommend not just a similar Ultrabook, but also a matching wireless mouse, a slim carrying case, maybe even software you might need
Oh, wow.
based on your past purchases or reviews.
It's like it's curating a whole experience rather than just throwing a bunch of products at me.
Yeah,
This is starting to get really interesting.
it is, isn't it? And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
We're only beginning to explore the potential of multimodal data and LLMs in shaping the future of recommendations.
This definitely raises some questions about how this kind of technology will evolve and what it means for businesses.
Right.
Let's dive into that in part 2.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, DMF has the potential to revolutionize a wide range of businesses.
Okay, that's an obvious one.
Uh-huh.
I can already imagine online retailers using TMF to create hyper-personalized shopping experiences.
Exactly. Imagine browsing a website and seeing recommendations that perfectly align with your style, your needs,
Wow.
even your current mood.
Yeah.
It'd be like having a personal stylist and shopping assistant all in one.
And not just any assistant, an incredibly informed one.
Right.
Because TMF is looking at all these different data points,
Yeah.
images, reviews, past purchases.
Hmm.
It's able to make connections that a human might miss.
Precisely. And this level of personalization
Yeah.
could lead to increased customer satisfaction, higher conversion rates, and ultimately more revenue for businesses.
It sounds like a dream for marketers.
It does.
But I wonder, could TMF be applied beyond e-commerce?
Sure.
What about something like travel planning?
Absolutely. Think about it. TMF could be used to create personalized travel itineraries,
Okay.
suggesting destinations, activities,
Uh-huh.
even hotels, all based on your past travel history,
Wow.
visual preferences, and even the sentiment expressed in your travel reviews.
So instead of spending hours scouring travel websites, I could have a system that curates the perfect trip for me based on my unique tastes.
That's amazing. It's
Yeah.
like having a travel agent who actually knows my travel style, not just pushing the latest package deal.
Exactly. And the potential applications go even further. Imagine using TMF in healthcare to personalize treatment plans,
Oh, wow.
or in education to tailor learning materials to individual student needs.
Wow, you're painting a picture of a future where personalization is seamlessly integrated into every aspect of our lives.
That is.
But let's take this a step further. You mentioned agentic systems earlier.
Yeah.
What are those and how do they fit into this vision of the future?
Agentic systems are basically AI-powered systems that can act on your behalf,
Okay.
performing tasks, making decisions, even interacting with other systems autonomously.
So it's like having a personal digital agent that takes care of things for you. Sign me up.
We're not quite there yet,
Okay.
but we're moving in that direction.
Uh,
And the exciting part is how agentic systems could work hand in hand with recommendation engines
Mhm.
like TMF. Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example. How could TMF and an agentic system work together, say, in that travel planning scenario we talked about?
Imagine this. You tell your agentic system you want to take a trip somewhere with beaches and great hiking trails.
Okay.
The system, powered by TMF,
Yeah.
not only creates that personalized itinerary with specific destinations and activities,
Mm-hmm.
but also books your flights, reserves hotels, and even schedules those guided hikes you wanted.
So it goes beyond just suggesting things.
Right.
It actually takes action and makes those things happen.
That's incredible. Is this where the mind reading aspect comes in?
In a way, yes, because the system is constantly learning your preferences from all those data points.
Okay.
It can start to anticipate your needs and make decisions that align with your tastes,
Yeah.
even if you haven't explicitly stated them.
This is where it starts to feel a bit futuristic, but also a little unnerving. What if the system gets it wrong? Or what if it starts making decisions I'm not comfortable with? That's why the development of these systems needs to be carefully considered with a strong emphasis on user control and transparency.
Yeah.
It's crucial that people feel empowered to guide these systems
Right.
and ensure they're aligned with their own values and preferences.
So it's not about AI taking over, but rather about AI empowering us to live more fulfilling and efficient lives.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaborative partnership.
Yeah.
Where AI assists us in navigating the complexities of the digital world.
I like that, a collaborative partnership.
Yeah.
But how realistic is this vision of the future? Are we
Yeah.
talking years, decades, or is this something our listeners might actually experience in their lifetime?
Well, the technology is advancing rapidly, and I believe we're closer than we think to seeing these sophisticated systems become a reality.
Yeah.
But there are still challenges to overcome, particularly when it comes to ensuring user privacy and data security.
That's a crucial point. As these systems become more powerful, it's essential to ensure they're used responsibly and ethically. We need to be mindful of the potential downsides and put safeguards in place to prevent misuse.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing conversation that needs to involve not just technologists, but also ethicists, policymakers, and society as a whole. But the potential benefits are immense, and I'm excited to see how this technology will shape the future.
I'm with you on that. This has been a fascinating deep dive into the future of recommendations. But let's bring it back down to earth for a moment. What concrete evidence do we have that this technology actually works? In part 3, let's look at some real-world results and see how TMF is performing in practice. Okay, so we've talked about all this potential, but does it actually,
Yeah.
work? Does it deliver?
The researchers at Walmart
Okay.
didn't just stock at theory.
Uh,
They actually put TMF to the test on their own e-commerce platform.
Now we're talking. So
Right.
how did they use it? Was it like suggesting products to actual customers?
They used it to create what are called candidate sets. Candidate sets?
For their recommendation engine, imagine this giant pool of products.
Okay.
TMF helps to kind of narrow it down to a smaller,
Okay.
more relevant set.
So it's like a first stage filter, just making sure the recommendation engine is working with the best
Yeah.
possible options from the get-go.
Exactly. And to really see how well TMF was doing, they brought in human raters to assess the quality of the recommendations.
I love that they got actual people involved.
Yeah.
What did they think? Were they impressed with TMF's picks?
They compared TMF to a leading multi-behavior recommendation model,
Okay.
and TMF consistently got higher ratings.
So not only is it outperforming other models in those controlled experiments, but it's also proving its worth in a real-world e-commerce environment. That's a big win.
It is. And the human raters specifically pointed out that TMF was much better at understanding complex user profiles, picking up on those subtle connections between products and behaviors that other models missed. It all comes back to those three data modalities: visual, textual, and graph data. By looking at all those different angles, TMF can paint a much richer picture of each user and their needs.
Exactly. And that translates to a more personalized and ultimately a more satisfying experience for the shopper.
Yeah, it's like the difference between getting a generic gift card and then receiving a present that someone carefully picked out just for you,
Yeah.
knowing your tastes and your interests.
That's a great analogy. It's that level of thoughtfulness and personalization that TMF brings to the table.
This has been a truly fascinating deep dive into the world of TMF and the future of recommendations.
Mm.
We've gone from the technical nuts and bolts to real-world applications and even explored the potential of agentic systems. If our listeners were to take away just one key insight from this whole conversation, what would you want it to be?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the future of recommendations is about understanding the whole person, their visual preferences, their language, their relationships with products and behaviors.
Mm.
TMF, with its ability to fuse these different modalities, is a glimpse into what's possible.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just data points to be analyzed. We're complex individuals with unique needs and desires.
Mhm.
And as technology evolves, it's crucial we prioritize personalization and ensure that these systems serve the best interests of humanity.
Well said. It's an exciting time to be following these developments, and I'm eager to see how this technology will continue to evolve.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive. We hope this has given you a deeper understanding of how multi-behavior recommendation systems are changing the game. Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.